iPhones have come a long way from these two old little people, so the 6 Plus or 6S Plus really, and the 7 Plus. Today we're going to be doing a comparison on the new series where I do book, tech, product reviews, and I do some idea brainstorming, creation. Just anything creative, imaginative thinking, visualization. Right now, I'm on the iPhone XS Max. Super great phone. Right now, latest phone on Apple Market. So yeah, there's the box. It's currently being placed in use, aka charging. But anyway, let's move on. So we have these two old little ladies, the 7 Plus and the 6 Plus. First thing I'm going to do is lower the gonna lower the brightness on here. So let me do that real quick. So now that we're in, I'll just swipe up. Because right now, to get to the control center, lower the brightness. Now we have a somewhat seeable 7 Plus and 6S Plus. So yeah, let's get started. So first we're going to compare specs and internals of the phone right now. So right now the 7 Plus, 5.5 inch Retina display, 5.5 inch Retina display. As we all know, they basically stuck to 5.5 inches as the size of the phones for a long time for the 6 Plus, 7 Plus, and 8 Plus. And people were saying the 7 Plus and 8 Plus were way similar, but we're not going to get into that now. Anyway, so personally, first of all, I like the 8 Plus. I love the 8 Plus. Even though it has very big similarities, it does have some differences. So yeah, I'll do a spec comparison right now just to tell you guys because I know all the specs of both of those phones. Let's get into it. So right now I don't have my 8 Plus with me, so I can't show you, but first of all, 5.5 inch display, so does the 8 Plus, 12 megapixel wide angle and telephoto cameras, I believe that's what it's called. The 7 megapixel HD camera, of course the camera lens is dual for the back. The 7 megapixel FaceTime HD is on the front right here. And then we both have Touch ID, and we have the A10 Fusion chip, the only Fusion chip of Apple. And then we got into the Bionic, the A11, which is in the 8 Plus and the 10. And then they both have water resistance of 1 meter, so IP67 for 30 minutes. And the 8 also works with wireless charging. So those are the differences. I'll tell you more differences about internals. So it has Retina HD display. This one is 5.5 inch diagonal, widescreen, multi-touch, IPS technology. Same thing with the 8. Same pixel resolution, same contrast ratio, except the 8 also has True Tone, so that's something different. And they same max brightness, they both have 3D touch, and they both have wide color display of the P3. Like on every phone, even I believe the iPhone XS Max has that. Moving back to the 6 Plus, that was a lot of information. 6S Plus, actually. Or, yeah, so 6S Plus. So let's get started right now. So first of all, no dual camera, but they're both 12 megapixel. This one can do wide angle and telephoto. They're both 5.5 inches. I'm sure if you watch the other video, you'll know this already, so sorry if I'm repeating about the 6 Plus, 6S Plus. 7 megapixel HD FaceTime camera. No, 5 megapixel on here. 7 megapixel on here. They both have Touch ID. This one has A10, the only Fusion chip ever. This one has the A9 chip, so it's just the chip. They don't have Fusion, and they're not Bionic either, like the 11 or the 12. And then we have 1 meter of water resistance for 30 minutes, I believe, so IP67, and this one is IP0 certified. So it definitely can withstand water. After all, it's an Apple phone, but it's not certified on any level, so there's no warrant to water damage. Oh my gosh, I just turned on the flashlight on water damage, and also it's not a guaranteed amount of water resistance. So yeah. Also, neither of these can wireless charge. That's a minus, but whatever. They're older phones. They work fabulously, and I really like them. Not sponsored. Just so you guys know, this is my honest opinion, and even if it was, it'd still be my honest opinion. But let's get started. So, first of all, they both have the diagonal widescreen LCD display, Retina HD, or Liquid Retina. iPhone XR. And then we have the same 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution at 401 pixels per inch. Then we have the, I believe, 1300 to 1 contrast ratio. So that's pretty typical. And it's typical. And also, the iPhone XS Max, just in comparison, has an 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. I think that speaks for itself. So this just has the full RGB standard. So it can perceive almost any color. While this one has the wide color display. So colors are more vibrant. It's just amazing. A much better experience. And this one has 3D touch. They both have 3D touch, really. And the difference is that this one has a 625 cm over M2, CD over M2, I believe it's called, max brightness, while this one only has 500, so 125 lower. Oh well. The 625 max brightness doesn't get any better, as the iPhone XS Max, I believe, has the same. So let's talk about a little about size and weight. So I might get some of my weights wrong here. If you want to check my facts, just look up iPhone 7, iPhone 6s Plus specs, because I just memorized this from information. So I believe they're both the same height, about 6 inches, 6.3 inches. So yeah. They're also the same width, depth, and they're not the same weight. So the 7 Plus actually weighs a little bit less than the 6 Plus, and I can definitely feel it. When I hold the 7 Plus, it feels like a feather, but 7 Plus, let me just slide that off, 6. They're both really light, because they only weigh like 7 ounces, less than that, like 6 point some ounces. But they're still heavier. You can definitely feel it. And then the iPhone XS Max is even heavier at like 7 ounces, so it's quite heavy. So yeah. So now there's splash water and dust resistance. So I was right about its IP67 under IEC standard. And this one, A10 Fusion A9 chip. So that's the difference. Let's talk more in depth about the camera. So what can the camera do? So the 7 Plus, it's dual megapixel wide angle and telephoto. Your wide angle has a 1.8 fluence aperture, and the telephoto has a 2.8 aperture. And you also have optical image stabilization, so you can like stop images and you can like put them properly. Sorry, I'm getting messages on this phone still because it's still connected. And it also has the 2x optical zoom and digital zoom up to 10 times, I believe. Wow, the 6S Plus, I think it's half of that. So yeah, it's way better. Sorry if I'm tapping on the screen. I'm also using an iMac to film this. I always like to say that, latest iMac. definitely check it out on Apple's website. Totally worth it. Upgraded Vega cores and everything. That's besides the point. Shout out to Apple. This also has a wide color capture for photos and live photos. So now you can actually do live photos on here. And of course you have portrait mode. That's the point of these dual cameras here. And optical image stabilization. You can control the blur in a photo. Can't really control it, but what I'm basically saying is you can do like the blurs sort of on the iPhone 10s and stuff. However, you can't, it's different because you can't really do much on it as well. Because you can't control the blur on it like on the iPhone XS, 10s Max, and 10R. And of course you have HDR for photos. Moving on to here. This one is just a 12 megapixel camera, single lens. It's a 2.2 aperture, optical image stabilization, digital zoom up to 5x, and there is the True Tone flash and HDR. This one has the quad LED True Tone flash, so that's like way better. It's much more vibrant. It captures light properly, well, more efficiently, rather. So yeah. Now for video recording, they both have 4K video, 30 frames per second, slow-mo support, of course, time-lapse video, and optical image stabilization for video, like I said before. So this one actually has optical zoom for 2 times and digital zoom up to 3 times, while this one's only up to 3 times. So I think it's multiplied by the digital zoom of the 6S multiplied by the optical zoom always gets the digital zoom on the 7. I just noticed that as a pattern. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that's what it does. And of course they both have FaceTime HD, 7 megapixel, 5 megapixel, 2.2 aperture, retina flash. This one has wide color capture and HDR. The iPhone XS Max has a whole slew of things. This one actually can go into 1080p HD video, while this one stays at 720p. So that's kind of annoying. So they both have 2nd gen Touch ID. They both can use Apple Pay, I believe. I don't really use Apple Pay on these phones because and they have FaceTime video and video calls over Wi-Fi and cellular to FaceTime devices. FaceTime audio, voice over Wi-Fi calling, and all of that stuff. So now let's talk about the form factor. So personally, I think the form factor, just shifting the camera there, for the iPhones are very nice. They're very sleek designs, minimalistic, thin. Like look at how thin these are. Together, I think they become as thick as the Nokia. And that's saying something. Sorry, I'm just looking at the time. That's saying something, because the Nokia, or Moto actually, not even Nokia, but it looks like as fat as a Moto, thick. But yeah, form factor, I really like it. Screens are vibrant. To turn them, they're so vibrant that actually contrast with when I'm filming, so I have to turn it to the biggest brightness. And as you can see, I'm actually at the lowest brightness right here, and it looks so bright on the 6S. While on here, these colors stay true to tone, so they don't really shift, and therefore it can be seen properly. Like this little guy, press the, it looks nuts. I'm gonna turn it on. Okay. Now it doesn't look as bad because I adjusted the brightness. But anyway, yeah, that's what the differences are between the 7 Plus and 6 Plus. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more iNtuitive episodes. I will see you guys next time. So I really like these phones. Bye!